Well, welcome back, or welcome for the first time, to episode 4, The Light Dawns. Let's return to Matthew, the first book of the New Testament, if you remember. Matthew summed up the family tree of Jesus like this. Abraham to David were 14 generations, and from David to the deportation to Babylon, 14 generations, and from the deportation to Babylon to the Christ, 14 generations. We looked briefly at the first two steps. Matthew gives us some more detail now on the last step. Let's read the story as Matthew tells it. Let's look at Matthew 1, verses 18 onwards. Now the birth of Jesus Christ took place in this way. When his mother Mary had been betrothed to Joseph, before they came together, she was found to be with child from the Holy Spirit. And her husband Joseph, being a just man and unwilling to put her into shame, resolved to divorce her quietly. But as he considered these things, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream, saying, Joseph, son of David, do not fear to take Mary as your wife, for that which is conceived in her is from the Holy Spirit. She will bear a son, and you shall call him Jesus, for he shall save his people from their sins. All this took place to fulfill what the Lord had spoken by the prophet. Behold, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which means God with us. When Joseph woke from sleep, he did as the angel of the Lord commanded him. He took his wife, but knew her not until she had given birth to a son, and he called his name Jesus. The promises made to Abraham, David, and Isaiah are remarkable. So it is inevitable that the fulfillment to them must be remarkable as well. I'd like to point out 3 things that we see in this account. Firstly, an angel announced the birth of Jesus. Well, let's be honest, that's not something we see every day. The promise to King David then, about 1,000 years earlier, was the eternal king would be descended from David. Now Joseph, Mary's husband, the legal father of Jesus, was in fact descended from King David. And so officially, Jesus was the offspring of David. But lastly, the most important point is driven home in this account. And let's read some of the parts of the verses again. She was found to be with child from the Holy Spirit. That which is conceived in her is from the Holy Spirit. The Lord had spoken by the prophet, behold, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son. And then Joseph knew her not until she had given birth to a son. There's no rational way to call the language here figurative, metaphorical, or extravagant exaggeration. What Matthew is saying here very plainly is that God, not Joseph, is the actual father of Jesus Christ. And so the claim here is amazing, but it's also very clear to us, isn't it? We can't argue it away, and so the Christmas story faces us with a very real question. Do I believe that claim? Do I believe that a baby born over 2,000 years ago is actually God with us? The sovereign creator has become a man, the eternal king who is going to be a blessing to the whole earth. The ultimate fulfillment to all the promises made throughout the Old Testament. You see, many people, and I think we can all agree on this, create or invent their own idea of Jesus, don't they? A good teacher, perhaps, a moral guide for us, an example of kindness, a myth, or even a charlatan or a fairy tale character. But if we take this Christmas story seriously, and I'm talking about the Christmas story in the Bible, we each have to face up to the question of our response to the Jesus of the Bible. Do I believe or do I disbelieve? Do I accept or do I reject?